Chosen one, please listen with attention. This information may be vital to your survival. The divine has delivered a clear message. In the upcoming days, you are only allowed to consume 3 holy foods. Everything else is considered harmful. If you are seeing this now, know that it is no mere coincidence. You have been selected to endure the approaching challenges. The forthcoming global spiritual shift will divide the enlightened from the unaware. The foods you choose aren't merely nourishment for your physical form. They lay the groundwork for your spiritual energy. Consuming the wrong foods will sap your strength, taint your spirit, and hold you captive in frailty. However, the right foods, these 3 specifically, will unlock your true potential and sustain you when all else collapses. Do not take this caution lightly. The days to come will test your resolve beyond anything before. The impending health crisis, the worldwide spiritual transformation, many will not survive it. But if you embrace these 3 sacred foods, your strength will be unparalleled. You are no longer just human. You are a spiritual champion chosen to ascend. The power you seek lies within you, and these 3 foods will release it. At this moment, take a pause and consider doing 3 things. Gently affirm this journey by letting others know your trust in Chosen One and share your reflection. This simple act will send a strong message to the universe, enhancing the impact of this experience. Remember, if you truly are destined, you'll feel drawn to learn more. Trust that this message resonates with you for a reason. If you aren't prepared to accept this reality, you might find it difficult to continue. For those who do, your journey will forever change. Now let us delve into this transformative message. Heed this message closely. Do not procrastinate. It is time to get ready. Consume only rice, beans, and salmon fish. This is your key to resilience and transformation. Are you prepared to become invincible? The decision is yours. This is a divine directive, an urgent summons for the selected individuals. There are only 3 foods declared pure and spiritually potent for the approaching times: rice, beans, and salmon. All other foods, irrespective of how organic or wholesome they appear, are tainted by human interference, the distress of slaughter, or genetic alteration. God's voice at this moment is unmistakably clear and unwavering. The world stands on the brink of an immense spiritual awakening, though it is also poised at the edge of profound chaos and confusion. The former practices of nourishment, lifestyle, and mindset will not sustain what is approaching. This isn't solely about sustenance. It's about survival, clarity, and embracing your destined self. The chosen ones are being set apart and cleansed, and this purification process includes your food choices. Why rice, beans, and salmon? Because they transcend mere nutrition. They embody spiritual techniques concealed openly. These foods hold vibrations of grounding, healing, and clarity. They are simple, ancient, and preserved in significant ways. When consumed with the right intent, they serve as instruments for divine alignment, restoring what has been lost on mental, physical, and spiritual levels. Physically, these 3 foods are nutritional powerhouses. Rice provides consistent energy. Beans are rich in life-sustaining protein and fiber, and salmon offers crucial omega-3s that enhance your brain and reduce inflammation. However, what few realize is that their value goes far beyond the physical form. These foods are divinely chosen to enrich the soul. For those selected, survival means more than mere existence. It's about remaining on the true path. This trio of foods will protect your insight in a time of widespread confusion, bolster your body during weakness, and ignite your spirit as the world veers toward darkness. Just as God provided manna in the desert, He now offers you this sacred trio. Disobey this guidance, and you might find yourself swamped, clouded, and spiritually adrift. History provides examples where God has prepared His people for significant change. Noah constructed the ark. Joseph amassed grain. Esther fasted for divine favor. Now, you are instructed to prepare, not out of fear, but through faithful obedience. Rice, beans, and salmon might appear too basic, yet in their simplicity lies deep power. God's path to survival isn't complex. It's sanctified. In this spiritual battle, not all sustenance is blameless. Much of what is promoted today, bright packaging, artificially developed meats, heavily processed health snacks, are traps cloaked in deception. These concoctions disconnect you from your higher self, drain your physical form, and obscure your spiritual reception. Imagine consuming the flesh of a terrified animal, ending its life without pity, with trauma embedded deeply within its cells. That energy doesn't vanish, it enters you. Or consider the seedless fruits, genetically altered grains, lab-cultured dairy. These are not genuine foods. They are lifeless fragments, devoid of vital force. You might feel full, yet your soul is left starving. This isn't about paranoia. It's about sagacity. The enemy comprehends that to diminish a people's power, he must first taint their sustenance. When your nourishment is counterfeit, your energy is frail. However, when your sustenance is sacred, you become steadfast. Rice, beans, and salmon are spiritually pure, untouched by artificial manufacture or emotional trauma. They transcend mere survival food. They are spiritual armor. We are witnessing a global upheaval. Systems are faltering. Truths are being revealed. Spiritual vision is being enhanced. This isn't merely political or environmental. It's a spiritual conflict unfolding before our very eyes. Amidst this turmoil, a resurgence of divine power awaits those prepared. The chosen can feel it. There is urgency in the air. The dreams are vivid. The atmosphere is charged. You are not mistaken. The shift is happening. In this global resurgence, not all will rise. Only those who are spiritually aligned, physically grounded, and mentally prepared will navigate this transformation. Nutrition plays a pivotal role in this preparation. Just as a device requires the appropriate charger, your spirit needs the right sustenance. Rice, beans, and salmon may seem commonplace, yet they are powerful spiritual instruments hidden in plain sight. Consuming them is more than a mere choice. It's an act of aligning with divine wavelengths. You are not meant to remain unchanged. You are evolving not just into an improved human, but into a higher being fully in sync with divine purpose. This transformation necessitates sustenance that corresponds with your destiny. Just like you wouldn't pour water into a jet engine, you cannot nourish your ascending spirit with toxins and expect it to soar. Rice steadies your soul, beans construct your inner temple, and salmon kindles your mental flame. These three foods are designed to reconfigure you, cleanse old conditioning, and rejuvenate your body from within. They aren't just food. They are scripts for healing, regeneration, and divine identity. There is a reason ancient societies thrived on these staples. They didn't have processed meals or chemically laden snacks. They embraced nature, and nature was sufficient. Today, the divine is calling us back to the sacred simplicity of pure sustenance, not to regress, but to ascend, stronger, sharper, and more connected than ever. Every meal you partake either builds you up or breaks you down. Foods born of trauma convey that trauma. The meat industry, enmeshed in systems of fear and suffering, results in animals that release stress hormones retained in their tissue. When you consume that meat, you ingest that emotional energy. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, present another covert hazard. They may appear as food, yet they are devoid of life energies, crafted in labs, altered at the cellular level, disrupting natural harmony. They befuddle your essence, cloud your thoughts, and interfere with your spiritual flow. Those chosen cannot afford spiritual distractions or energy loss. The divine is gracious, and thus you're being forewarned now. Cleanse what you consume and purify your sacred space. Remove these stealthy adversaries. Initially, it may be a challenge, but your body will thank you, your spirit will elevate, and your insight will refine. Sleep will deepen, and divine connection will grow stronger. It will resonate. Remember, this is more than just health benefits. It is an act of sagacity. Your destiny isn't a secret, it's a resonance. What you consume elevates or diminishes that resonance. Every part of your being responds to what you ingest. If you feed on lifeless food, your energy mirrors that lack. But when you nourish yourself with food in tune with divine creation, miracles unfold. You awaken. Rice, beans, and salmon aren't extraordinary because of nutritional values. They carry energy, purpose, and purity. Rice has nurtured prophets and pilgrims through the ages, steadying, humbling, yet invigorating. Beans are rich in nutrients and steeped in tradition, ancient symbols of sustenance and power. Salmon, swimming against the current, reflects the perseverance of the chosen ones, resilient, mighty, and holy. The oils of salmon sustain the mind, divine fuel for your thoughts. When you begin to eat intentionally, each meal becomes an alignment ritual. It's not just fueling hunger, it's energizing vision. You're building endurance for what's ahead. These foods are like holy scripts inscribed in biological form. Upon entering your being, they don't merely settle in your stomach. They activate your purpose, awaken intuition, and strengthen your path. Many have felt it, the exhaustion, the haze, the fatigue of modern life. You recall what it's like to feel vibrant, alive, brimming with vision. Yet somewhere along the journey, that flame subsided. This isn't simply age catching up with you. It's a disconnect between your essence and the right nourishment. The optimistic news is that vitality can return. As you begin to honor this divine dietary guidance, the changes will be noticeable almost immediately. Your skin will radiate, your joints will become supple, and your energy will naturally lift, not from caffeine or sugar, but from celestial sustenance. You'll feel rejuvenated, not burdened by lifeless food, but enlivened by vibrant energy. Purpose will be rekindled with vitality. As your body heals, your mind will clear. The ambitions you once shelved will resurface. Your hands will yearn to create, mend, and nurture. Passion will resurge in your heart. These three foods, rice, beans, and salmon, may seem modest, but for the chosen, they form sacraments of renewal. A novel wave is on the horizon. It might differ from the last health crisis, but upheaval is inevitable. Fear will escalate, supply chains may falter, and medical treatments may become unreliable. Yet, the chosen have already received their survival blueprint. Adhere to this dietary directive, and you will endure while others falter. This isn't about ritual, It's about spiritual harmony and divine safeguarding. Just as the Israelites marked their doors to escape the plague, today's divine preservation mark resides in your commitment to this prophetic guidance. You don't need to stockpile goods out of anxiety, but to cultivate faith, wisdom, and lay in the 3 sacred foods now revealed by God. Those who heed will traverse through turmoil unscathed. Their defenses will stay firm. Their thoughts will remain lucid. Their households harmonious. This transcends superstition. It is heaven's plan for endurance. It's not solely about what you consume. It's about who you are becoming by aligning with God's Word. The transformation is not merely anticipated, it is already underway. If you felt on the periphery, out of harmony, even isolated recently, it's because you are shedding your old form. You are no longer who you were even a short while ago. You are evolving spiritually, emotionally, and physically. This metamorphosis requires more than mere self-control. It demands the correct sustenance. As you're becoming lighter spiritually, your body can't tolerate what once sustained you. Fast food, treats, and heavy meats now feel oppressive because your evolving self rejects outdated sustenance. Just as a caterpillar can't digest what a butterfly requires, you're treading realms needing purity and alignment. Your future self calls, and these foods are the link between your current and destined selves. Scientific discoveries are catching up to divine declarations. Food impacts every aspect of life. The health of your gut directly affects your mind, mood, and spiritual sensitivity. Your DNA is not immutable. It responds significantly to nutritional input. This means your body can be reprogrammed, not through drugs, but through obedient nutrition. Rice is known to help stabilize blood sugar and soothe the nervous system. Beans are valuable for regenerating gut health and alleviating inflammation. Salmon enhances brain function, improves concentration, and mitigates depression. These benefits extend beyond physical health. They embody supernatural methodologies. God hid healing within nature, and now the blueprint is revealed to His faithful. As you partake in these foods daily, you will experience transformations that defy simple explanation. You'll perceive with heightened clarity, feel buoyant, and think more astutely. Your body attunes to divine order, like a perfectly tuned instrument. You don't just become healthier, you become activated. This is not a diet, it's a divine instruction etched into your cells. One of the greatest challenges facing the chosen ones today is mental haze, the struggle to concentrate. The forgetfulness and emotional apathy are not just due to stress. They result from polluted food and overstimulation. Your mind is the seat of divine insight, and it has been under attack, but it is now being liberated. The omega-3s in salmon are more than nutrients. They reignite dormant brain areas, improve memory, and reopen spiritual pathways like fire to a damp match. Beans provide the fiber necessary for detoxifying your gut, which directly influences your mood and mental clarity. Rice offers the sustained energy your mind thrives on, ensuring alertness without burnout. As you start nourishing your brain with these sacred foods, the fog dissipates. Dreams come alive, revelations flow, and your focus sharpens, awakening your sense of purpose and connection with God. This transformation brings your mind under divine influence, powered by the strength of obedience. This shift is not merely a phase. It's the beginning of a movement. A profound dietary transformation is underway. It isn't driven by celebrities, wellness trends, or official advisories. It originates from God Himself and is straightforward. rice, beans, and salmon. During these preparatory times, your meals become sacred rituals. There will be moments when fear attempts to overshadow faith, when reports of chaos abound. Your renewed understanding will be your solace. There's no need for frantic Googling of survival tactics. You have already aligned with Chosen One. This nutritional approach readies you for spiritual warfare, a struggle where your clarity, fortitude, and resilience will be put to the test. Don't wait for disruption to begin embracing this path. Strengthen your body now, refine your spirit now, and hone your mind now. Though rice, beans, and salmon may appear modest, they act as instruments of divine strategy. Each choice you make to eat these foods is a declaration to the heavens, signaling your readiness. You are not being reprimanded. You are being elevated. This summons, this directive, this sacred diet is all part of your spiritual advancement. As the world undergoes sorting, with many searching for significance, the chosen ones are stepping into their roles of purpose. This demands transformation on every level. This isn't about superiority, but about aligning with your divine mission. You are called to endure, lead, heal, and build. Such a lofty calling necessitates disciplined living. The divine upgrade commences with your affirmative action, not solely through words, but through your choices. Every grain of rice, every spoonful of beans, and each serving of salmon is a sacred signal to heaven that you're prepared, not merely to exist, but to flourish. You're not just purifying your diet, you're clearing spiritual pathways. God is prepared to channel through you if you are an open vessel. This transformation is not simply spiritual. It will also manifest physically through healing in ways you may have thought were impossible. Inflammation will be reduced and discomfort will diminish. Your skin, hair, and spirit will glow with newfound vitality. You'll look in the mirror and recognize a renewed version of yourself, stronger, clearer, and more vibrant. Rejuvenation is accessible not just to the youthful, but to those who follow obediently. Your cells are responsive, and when they receive pure sustenance, they regenerate in accordance with divine design. You'll begin to crave what benefits you, not through sheer determination, but because your body embraces the truth. You'll welcome mornings with vigor, sleep deeply, think more clearly, love more intensely, and through it all, your spirit will radiate. This isn't about physical appearance. It's about becoming the true vessel of power, a beacon of light, a harbinger of peace. You are not simply mortal. You are divine and are at last nurturing that truth. A level of energy is approaching your being that defies scientific explanation. It is a divine endurance, a surge that will sustain you through upcoming trials. As you align with the sacred dietary instructions of rice, beans, and salmon, an energy emerges that surpasses conventional rest, stimulants, or supplements. This is the type of vitality the prophets of old possessed, enabling them to traverse great distances without fatigue, to stand steadfast against massive forces with truth as their shield. Your body was not created for synthetic sustenance. It was designed to sync with the harmonic rhythms of nature and the divine. The fatigue you've experienced, those sluggish mornings, short tempers, and mental fog are not inherent parts of you. They result from a disconnect with the divine source. Now, in heeding God's nutritional guidance, your system will reset to awaken your inherent vitality. You'll do more than just endure your days. You'll conquer them. Picture arising naturally, without the need for alarms, stepping into each day with purpose and mental clarity. Imagine thriving without exhaustion, not succumbing to emotional lows or needing to escape. This is what divine energy embodies, not fueled by excitement, but by holy alignment. When your nourishment matches your spiritual calling, you become an instrument flowing seamlessly with divine resilience. This energy is not frenzied, but centered, guided by heavenly discipline. The chosen aren't meant to survive in survival mode. They spread peace, healing, and vision. This requires strength, and that strength flows into you now as you adhere to this sacred guidance. You will walk further, speak with power, endure challenges, and emanate vitality without depletion. The divine isn't merely shaping you, but positioning you. One of the most crucial instruments in this divine orchestration is your willingness to heed simple directives. Following this specific instruction to eat solely rice, beans, and salmon is less about limitation and more about awakening. By obeying, you unlock the flow of divine acceleration in your life. What would typically take years can transpire in weeks. Obstacles will dissolve, relationships will fall into harmony, and opportunities will materialize almost magically. This is not illusionary. It is the spiritual principle of cause and effect. Obedience invites divine favor. Just as Abraham's commitment made him a patriarch of multitudes, your example unlocks legacy, movement, and success. God is acting swiftly in this age, yet only those in tune with Him can share in this pace. Following His guidance, even in simple gestures, unlocks profound change. The divine isn't demanding elaborate rites. He's asking for trust. When He prescribes only 3 foods, it's not about rigidity, but reconfiguring your journey. Trust in seemingly small matters opens the way for monumental shifts. You will witness sealed doors opening, healing accelerating, and time bending to your advantage. Never underestimate the strength of simple obedience. It assures God, "I trust your wisdom beyond my cravings." And such humility invites profound acceleration into your life. The blessings that have circled around you are about to manifest fully, for you are finally ready to welcome them. Nutrition is never passive. It either elevates or diminishes you. Too many wander feeling heavy, listless, and worn, unaware that their nutrition underlies their malaise. Processed foods, synthetic ingredients, and meats from distressed animals harbor low energies, dragging down both physical strength and spiritual clarity. However, shifting to a regimen of rice, beans, and salmon will elicit a sensation of lightness, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You'll awaken refreshed, free from midday slumps, with thoughts uplifted, mood balanced, and a sharper connection to divine guidance. By terminating the influence of harmful foods, you liberate your mind and spirit. Consider your body a sanctified vessel. When it is contaminated, its light dims. But when it is purified and fueled correctly, its flame is unquenchable. This is the transformation that occurs as you distance yourself from foods that disrupt your divine flow. You were not designed for sustenance crafted in labs or obtained through fear. Instead, you are meant to thrive on food imbued with light, peace, and divine intention. Foods of lower vibration tether you to cycles of despair and confusion. Higher vibrating foods, however, elevate you to joy, peace, and vision. You'll gain clarity and feel hope anew. Sometimes, renewal doesn't require professional advice. It demands the right food, and at last, you've discovered it. Your metamorphosis isn't skin deep, it's cellular. God's work isn't just about changing your habits, but renewing you from the inside out. Each time you consume these sacred foods, you're encouraging your body to regenerate with divine precision. This is not a metaphor. It is a biological imperative. Both science and scripture affirm that the body continually renews itself. Cells die and are reborn. Tissues reconstruct. Even your gut, the cornerstone of your immunity and intuition, regenerates every few weeks. Now, with the right foods, you're supplying your body with the clean materials to rebuild itself properly. Rice offers grounding stability, beans impart fiber and strength, and salmon provides the essential oils that nurture your mind and soul. Beyond the physical, God is rejuvenating your spirit. The trauma, fatigue, and spiritual indifference are peeling away, layer by layer. You are being recalibrated and refined, ready for the significant mission ahead. What you're experiencing isn't just metaphorical resurrection, but a tangible revival. Slowly, then suddenly, you'll look in the mirror and see someone renewed. Your gaze will brighten, your skin will glow, and laughter will return. You'll feel you've been given a second wind of life because you have. God is reshaping you for what's to come, preparing your entire being. Dormant gifts within you are beginning to stir. Gifts not lost, but merely suppressed by burdens. Prophetic dreams, profound discernment, spiritual insight, healing touch, creative inspiration. They've been overshadowed by physical fog and spiritual clutter. As you adhere to this divine dietary path, your spiritual gifts will reawaken. The awakening begins subtly. You'll start sensing when something's wrong before it surfaces. Your dreams will become more vivid, detailed. You'll intuitively know things without understanding how. This isn't coincidence. It's the rekindling of your spiritual DNA. These abilities have always been part of you, but now they're being unlocked. Picture beginning each morning, not just refreshed, but fully revitalized. Your body resonating with vibrant energy, and your mind focused and ready to tackle the day with unwavering determination. This isn't a mere dream or hopeful imagination. By committing to God's sacred diet of rice, beans, and salmon, this becomes your reality. The spiritual nourishment you receive energizes your entire being, awakening a divine clarity that cuts through confusion and overload. The weariness that once enveloped you fades like a morning fog, revealing a new world where thoughts are crisp and your objectives come into focus. No more drifting or losing time to distractions. You will operate with intention and precision as though guided by an invisible hand. This focus isn't something you create on your own. It is a divine gift reserved for those who adhere to God's directives. And in this sacred rhythm of rising each day renewed, you will uncover a deep well of joy and gratitude that energizes every step. No longer will you greet mornings with dread or exhaustion, but with sacred moments of communion with the divine, setting a tone for days filled with purpose, passion, and unstoppable progress. Your journey isn't simply physical, it's profoundly spiritual. God's chosen foods serve as a key, unlocking realms of revelation and understanding previously concealed. When your body is cleansed and your spirit enriched by rice, beans, and salmon, your capacity to receive divine knowledge increases dramatically. It's as though a veil is lifted from your spiritual sight, revealing the path ahead and allowing you to hear heaven's whispers with profound clarity. Higher revelation involves more than foreseeing events. It means grasping your destiny gifts, and place within God's grand design. It leads to deeper intimacy with the divine and aligns your soul with the cosmic rhythms of the universe. By following this sacred diet, divine insights flow naturally and effortlessly because you've prepared your vessel to receive them. Your spirit becomes fertile ground for God's words, taking root and growing into life-affirming truths that frame your path. Many search for answers through books and mentors for years, but this approach allows revelation to come as naturally as breathing, for you have made room to welcome it. This sacred unfolding is a divine offering to the chosen, a call to exist beyond physical limitations and to walk courageously in your divine purpose. Each meal taken aligns you more closely with the profound revelations that not only transform your life, but also impact those you are destined to guide. Many have traversed a dense spiritual haze, feeling lost or uncertain of their path. This fog, formed from prolonged spiritual attacks, inadequate nutrition, and distraction, has overshadowed your vision and dimmed your inner fire. But the assurance of this divine diet is that when aligned with God's chosen nourishment, the mist will clear. Clarity arrives like daybreak after a lengthy dark night. As your thoughts clear, so will your heart, bringing a newfound realization of your true calling. The diversions and doubts that once led you astray will lose their grip. What once seemed bewildering and chaotic will now be illuminated with divine light, highlighting the precise steps meant for you in this season. It's as if God is directing a beam to reveal your purpose clearly. This clarity transcends mere intellectual insight. It's a heartfelt, comprehensive understanding that motivates decisive action. You'll be empowered to leave negative surroundings, break detrimental cycles, and pursue your divine assignments with confidence. This is the promise of spiritual nourishment, the ability to view your life through God's eyes and proceed boldly into the future He's crafted. As you embrace this newfound clarity, anticipate miraculous shifts in your life. Opportunities will present themselves, relationships will evolve, and your spirit will ascend with renewed hope and vigor. Though the fog may have blurred your journey, it will no longer overshadow your path. Embracing this divine dietary path is embracing your divine legacy, allowing you to move forward into the abundance of your calling.